Okay, back again after a quick break. Right, I've got roughly 35 minutes before sunset, and just having a look, and we've got roughly 28 minutes of flying time, so I better get the skates on. So let's start her up again. Starting up. Beacon lights on. I'll put our taxi lights on as well. We'll get her started up, hopefully. Parking brake is on. Oh, hang on. Let's do that again. It's alright, I didn't start Flying Club. Start Skytrack. Okay, sorry. Start it up again. Okay, now we can get underway. So I'm trying my best to get moving as quickly as possible. Put our nav lights on. Put our panel lights on as it's beginning to get a bit dark. Parking brake off, and I'll head out round to the right. Right, our winds are still from the north, so we just want to head out onto the runway. I don't think we've got a taxiway down the runway. Where's the airport? Yeah, well, we probably should have enough room. Actually, it's quite a long runway here, so I won't need to go down too far. So we'll just come over this side and then we'll spin round. Okay, let's start our roll from about here, I think. 1 degree of flaps. Oh, I seem to have lost my flight plan. Never mind. I've got it on little nav map anyway. We want to head basically west for this this one, so we want to turn around once we get off the ground. Up we go. Oops. Winds blow me off, but I want to go that way anyway. So we'll head round this way. And I think we'll head up to 2,000 feet this time. Oops, not 3,000. 2,200. Heading knob. Don't have to do it on heading mode. Bring the heading around to the west. Basically where we're heading. Put it on heading mode. Oh, didn't go on heading mode. Oh, I didn't put the autopilot on. That's on heading mode. Thank you. Okay, so we're now climbing up to 2,000 feet and heading west. Gear can come up. Flaps are up. Bring the RPM back to about 2.4 roughly, just under 2.4. Climbing out at 138, 139, and we leave Mykonos behind. Let's have a look outside. There's the setting sun. Probably be getting dark by the time we get to Athens. Right, we've got a little short hop to Syros first. So again, I haven't got any navigation aids. When we see the island of Syros, we need to track southwesterly and then turn around to hit the northerly runway again. And we'll sort of do a touch and go. Excuse me a minute. Sorry about that. I needed to blow my nose and I didn't want to blast it down the microphone. So there's the island of Syros straight in front of us, and the airport's around about here somewhere, I think, judging by the map. Might be here. I don't know. No, I think it's here. I think it's in here. So if we head for that little island and go round, then we should be able to see it. So fairly short runway, but plenty of room for a little GA aircraft anyway. 3,500 feet. So you wouldn't get a tube liner in here, I don't think. It'd be pretty hairy anyway. Okay, I'm going to start descending down to 15. Oops. To about 1,300 feet, I think. It's only a short hop there, and we'll head out around towards that little island. Sunset picture, shall we? Heading to Syros. How's that? Oh, that's quite nice. slow it down a bit more. Get 1,000 feet. And then we'll turn around this way. Now it's another question of spot the airport somewhere. Ah, there it is, over there. Ideal. See it nicely. So we'll come off autopilot, I think. And I'll fly it manually. Speed down. Approach flaps. Too low. There's a bit of a hill there by the look of it, unless I can go round it. No, I probably have to, yeah, probably a bit too low. So let's come up a bit. Got one white on the pappies. Gear down, flaps down, trying to hold it about 700 at the moment. There's a hill just in front of us there, look. Two whites, two reds, so that should be okay. Coming down about 350, 400 feet a minute. Increase the rev slightly. Around about 80 knots. That's a wee bit low again.
500.
Let's pick it back up again. Wind's basically straight at me, so it shouldn't be too bad. I beg your pardon. Nice little harbour looking over there. All the houses up on the hill. A bit high now. Plenty of runway there. Plenty of runway. And a few lights on in the little houses. Nicely. Okay, now I'm not going to park here. I shall just turn around and go back down the runway a little way and try and get round. It's quite narrow. Ooh, come on, come on. Going on the grass, never mind. Runway. Go back here a little way and turn around, stop, turn the engines off, file the leg with Skytrack and start the engines up and head off again. But I think we'll probably just arrive after sunset in Athens. not to worry. At least they've got navigational aids in Athens. So let's turn around here on this exit. On the grass again. Full left rudder, but he doesn't seem to want to move. Bit of brake. Okay. Yeah. Right, let's stop it there. Okay, parking brake on. Engines off. File my PREP. Start flying cub again. Start the engines up. And away we go. In a minute. Okay, we got flaps for slight flaps for takeoff. We want to head northwesterly once we take off. Oops, might help if I release the parking brake. Speed's alive. Better go straight on a bit. I think that hill looks a bit close. 70 knots. Wind's blowing us to the right a little. And a lot of houses down there, look. Reminds me a little bit of Skopelos, I think it was. Skopelos. Yeah, it might be Skopelos. Yeah, I'm going to have to go round the island, so I'm not going to get over these hills very quickly. I got up to 2,000 feet, I think. Burning red sun over there, look. Well, at least the weather seems to be clearing a bit. We came through those heavy showers. We've got to head sort of this direction. I think I'm clear of those hills now, so if we go on to heading mode, it should turn us round roughly northwesterly. The setting sun sink below the horizon. I want to turn a bit more than that. A bit too far north. It's quite a big island, Syros, really. You get the little flash as it goes below the horizon. Although I think it's going to go behind cloud there anyway. So, you know, as I say, wind-wise, we've still got it quite gusty. 20 knot winds from the north. So we're getting slight crosswind, but the autopilot should be able to handle it. Right, so if we have a look, this is our last leg of our flight. 57 nautical miles straight to Athens, but I'll have a look at the charts in a minute. Let's have a look. We've got LAB, LGAB, Athens. So approaches, what have we got in the way of approaches? We want to let's have a look, where's the airport? Yeah, we want to go on 03 right, really, the way we're coming. So if we go on 03 right, we've got plenty of runway. The GA parking area is a bit further up the runway, so we can afford to float over the threshold if necessary. So approaches for 03 right, we've got an ILS there, which we could try, see if it works. So if we swap these two windows over, we can have a look. So we're sort of coming, well, we're coming this way at the moment, I suppose, towards Athens. But what we can do is to cut across these islands and join the ILS. Now that's strange. It doesn't actually give. Oh, that's a better one. So we pick up the ILS here at 3,200 or here at 1917. So if we aim for the 5 mile distance marker, so if we keep 5 miles out and come through these islands, that'd be interesting. Come through these islands, and then once we pass the islands, we'll bank round and see if it will capture the ILS. I always seem to have trouble with the autopilot in 2020 capturing the ILS, but so we've got a ILS DME of 111.1 and 117.5 for the VOR. So I mean, we could try the VOR landing, but I mean, as we've got the facility, we could try an ILS just to see if it works, really. So I'll tune in the various frequencies. We'll put it on the VOR for the time being, so we know the distance we are. What's that? That arc there's 10 miles from the VOR. So when we hit 10 miles distance, then we can cut across here, because we're sort of coming this way, or maybe 12 miles distance. We'll want to cut through these little islands, or not islands, hills rather, cut through the hills and try and pick up the ILS. So if we tune, so what have we got? We've got 117.5. So if we go on here and go 117.5, so that should tune us to the Athens VOR, which it is, SPA. And then if we tune this to 111.1, that will ready us for the ILS. So once we make our turn to go through the hills, we shall switch the frequency and try the ILS. What have we got here? So if I put it on VOR 1 and change the course, which is this one. should be practically heading straight for it, but there we are, near enough. So we need to be on that sort of heading, so I'll just come left slightly. So what are these hills there? 2,000 feet. Yeah, we'll stick at 2,000 and then I'll drop to 1,900 once we pass the hills. So what's that not showing? Oh, maybe I haven't. It should show a distance. It's not showing a distance. That's strange. I think I had this before. Because we haven't got a flight plan in, it's not showing any distance information, whereas the VOR should show a distance, but it doesn't. How you get to these ones. Nav mode. Oops, sorry, that was my foot on the rudder. Oh well, we'll visualise it anyway. Once we hit the coast, we can visualise it. Probably need to head more westerly once we get near to the hills. What's my fuel doing? Maybe I ought to change the fuel tank over. Yeah, should I switch the fuel tank? Oops, not that one. That one. Because one's still full and the other one's reducing. So we've got a full tank on there and this one's reducing. So it will unbalance us otherwise. So I switch to the other tank. Everything else seems to be fairly well in the green. The revs are a bit high though. That'll do it. Going massively fast, but probably go a bit more. Lean the engine back a bit. Plenty of fuel, just trying to get there as quick as possible without overspeeding. Nice sunset sky though. Oh, I didn't watch to see whether we got the flash when it went below the horizon. Never mind. Oh, I got my lights on. I haven't got the landing lights on. Some floodlights, nav lights are on. I haven't got the strobes on. Is that what it is? Should have had the strobes on. Oh, there's the sun there, just still peeping slightly. We got what, 15 minutes to sunset completely. So I think it'll be dark by the time we get there, but never mind, it'll make a change. Quite like the night scene, especially over Athens. It will be quite a lot of buildings lit up probably. Don't know if the Acropolis will be floodlit. Don't know if we'll see the Acropolis anyway. Yeah, I don't think that helps us much. We're not on ADF, so that's only ADF. Yeah, I want a DME for the nav, that's the thing. I don't know. showing up though. What does that give us? Ah, there we go. 32.3 miles. No, that's not so bad. Yeah, 31.9. Yeah, winds at the moment at 18 knots. It's still quite gusty, but so we're just coming up to what's that island there? Kia. This island here is Kia, K-E-A, Kilo Echo Alpha. And in front of us we've got this line here is Mykonos. And then just the other side of Mykonos is the Greek mainland and Athens. So we're approaching the north end of Mykonos, which is in here somewhere. So we might just, we should have actually, from where we are, the angle we're coming at it, we should be able to just drift around the hills and then join the ILS at 2,000 feet. Yeah, so I think what I'll do, on heading mode, I think what I'll do is I'll just come slightly left. Give us a better angle to approach the ILS. Probably this hill here, so if we can go through there and round this hill, I think the Athens airport is down in the valley, so that will be the idea anyway. That's my thoughts on the subject. With the lights in the villages. These are all sort of artificial lights, I think, that they dot around, but it's very well done. Some street lights spaced out along this little road. Probably a cluster there of houses or little streets or something. And yeah, there's a town there. Look. It probably would have been better over here than in the woods. Duller lights down here, unless they're not on fully yet. Nice though. It's certainly certainly an improvement on the old FSX and P3D, etc. And even X-Plane's default scenery. I mean, scenery is not everything, you know. It's a flight simulator after all. I haven't got my flaps up. So it's the way it flies, and but you know, the clouds and the atmospherics here is superior to the others. But I still like the flight dynamics of X-Plane. But this isn't bad though. It's certainly the GA mode. It does pick up the variances of wind, etc. Turbulence and whatever over hills and things. How accurate it is, I don't know, but it feels real enough. Right, so this is us approaching the mainland here. So I think we want to sort of cut through this gap and then set up for the ILS. So I think we can probably come round a bit more. Back round a little bit. View for my landing. I need to look over the glare shield here. Okay, as we're on heading mode, I can set the course up. So the course is 032. So the runway course is round here. Is in, that's my course now. Oh, there we are, 032. So if I switch this now, so there's the localizer for the ILS. So as I say, if we go between these hills, and then once we get round a bit, we'll adjust our heading to a better angle for capturing the ILS. And then I've got to remember we've got approach mode, which is there, which is what I tend to forget on these GA ones. I'm not used to the G1000s. So that's us just crossing. What's it called? Mykonos. Mykonos. I wonder if that means mackerel. It looks a bit like fish. And the port in front of us is called Lavrion. So this is Lavrion. Lavrion. This is Lavrion. Port. Down here is Paleofokia. Paleofokia. This little bay in here, which we'll be passing over shortly. As I say, what I want to do is cut through here. Speed back a bit, I think. Preparation for the approach. And it is Syros. Sure, I think it's the other side of this mound here. So we'll cut through this way and then we'll turn. 12.5 miles to the ILS. So there's Paleofokia. Sounds a bit rude, but Paleofokia. Down here is Anavissos. We're just passing Anavissos. Right, so double check. We've got ILS on 111.1. This is correct. We'll be approaching at a speed below probably about 500 feet per minute. But we shouldn't need to do anything if we're on the ILS until we turn the autopilot off at maybe about 800 feet or something like that. Well, we've got a G there for glide slope, so we're below the glide slope at the moment. The localizer is there, so we're all checking good. So I am going to come round a little bit. See the airport yet? No, can't see it yet. It's down over here somewhere, down behind this hill. We'll get a visual as we come round the point of this hill here. Oops, got my gear down already. I'll have my gear down all the way. Never mind, I need my gear down anyway. So let's have a... Oh, I'll take one in a minute. The Athens route. I know I took the sunset one, but oh, that's true. I took the sunset one, didn't I? Oh, I'll leave the sunset one going. I realise I put my gear down. I shouldn't have my gear down. I hope my gear stands all right. Trouble with the GA planes, I often forget the gear. Right. Excuse me. Okay, let's turn on to a heading to pick up the ILS. And then I'll put it on approach mode. I've got GS come up there. Well, there's our runway, the right hand one. So let's see how it does. I've got localizer for the approach, and I've got a GS showing in white, so that's about right. It's recognised or locked onto the localizer, so it's, as this localizer line starts to feed in, it should start its turn, and then as this glide slope triangle or diamond comes down, it should start its descent. Just keep it around 90 for the moment. So far it's behaving quite well. Slightly nose up, but only to be expected. Okay, we should start to see the localizer coming in a minute, as the runway's out here. So we're quite close on the runway. Managed to get in before it's completely dark, which is nice. Come on, localizer. Do a sharp turn. There, it's picked up the glide slope, so that's good. Just coming in at an angle, so as you can see here, the diamond is on the, so it's picked up the glide slope and it's descending at 600, 550, 500 feet per minute. we've got a few nice lights out to look at. Athens is, the main town of Athens is behind this hill here. I'm just waiting to see if when this localizer moves in, how quickly it comes in. There we go. So it should start moving in, and we got 2 whites, 2 reds, so it's doing a good job at holding the ILS glide slope. FDs are on, right directors. So you probably get clearance to land from the tower. We'll assume we've got clearance to land. Just go straight in. A brightly lit town over there. So we're just coming down below 1,000 feet. Coming in a bit fast though. I'll slow down. Put my approach flaps on, or landing flaps on. Speed down to about 90. Okay. We've got winds a bit off the left, but only 8 knots. Going down to 800, 700 feet, so I think I'll disconnect the autopilot and try and bring her in. Left rudder, right aileron, just very slightly to compensate for the slight crosswind. Seems to affect GA aircraft more than obviously in a liner, but don't need a lot. It's just to keep it on the centre line as much as possible. So we're coming down, 2 whites, 2 reds. We need to keep it coming down, otherwise, yeah, we lost a red there. Come down a bit steeper, pick it back up again. Bobbing in the wind. About Pappies too much now. I'm just watching the runway. And we're down our final destination on the Greek island tour. So I'll taxi up the runway a bit here because the GA is down the far end. GA parking area is just off here somewhere. Right, so if we go off here. Over by that hangar somewhere. Yeah, so we want to go up taxiway Delta. It's this one here, and then off at the next to the left. off to the left here. GA area straight ahead of us, so we'll just mosey on over here and find somewhere to park. Maybe turn it around. Well, they've got some lines by the look of it, but I don't know if there's any parking lines anyway. It may be. Right, we'll turn around at should we turn around at this one or the next one? Let's turn around at this one. Park in this circle, and there we go. Oh, that was quite an enjoyable little last leg actually. Quite enjoyed that. So parking brake, wherever it is. Where is it? That one. Parking brake is on. Throttle down. Engines off. Okay, so we'll turn the batteries off, alternators off, avionics, I don't want that, go away. Always does that when you finish a flight. I don't keep the log. Let's just turn all these off. Well, welcome to Athens and the completion of the Greek tour, so you have to watch out for my next tour. I don't know where it'll be, I haven't quite decided yet, so might do one around the UK once 2020 release the world update for the UK. We'll have to see. So anyway, thanks again for following the tour if you've been following it all along, and I'll leave you with the end screen just for a few seconds, and hope to catch you on whatever tour or stream or video that I do next. So thanks again and cheerio.